Melody here. You might know me as ApplePie Movement. I am a humanitarian sharing the stories with humanity which need to be heard. In today's conversation with Christine McKay, we discussed how she went from food stamps to Harvard to negotiating some of the most complex corporate contracts of our time. So grab a piece of pie. Come on, join our conversation.
Education got me out of where I was. And you know, you get $10 more in a week. That can mean, you know, you get a job and you make $10 more a week and you can't buy, you lose $100 in food stamps. I don't know what the numbers are now because I just don't know. But I mean, but it's huge. There's not a strong, the correlation doesn't exist.
It's insane how you're penalized for earning more money and then it's taken, because how are you going to get ahead if you can't make a huge jump where it's significant? And
if your car in LA, right, you need a car to get around, you need a car to get a job, but if your car is over a certain value, that counts against you in terms of your support from the government. I mean, it's like in 1994, 93, 94, after I graduated from college, welfare reform was a hot topic, and it was when Bill Clinton was in office, and so it was, it was 94, and they were doing the 2 years and you're off welfare, and I'm like, I became this one-woman crusade, and I was going all over Capitol Hill because I lived in DC, and I was like, this is ridiculous. You've got a woman whose husband leaves her, who is now and has the kids. Oh, and by the way, he closed all the bank accounts, locked her out of the house. I know this has happened to so many women.
Oh, I believe it.
And he didn't believe she should be educated either. So she didn't have a degree. She doesn't have skills. It takes her 6 months just to get her head screwed on straight. And that's
well, yeah, the emotional abuse, the mental abuse, being beaten down, yeah.
But and how do you put the processes in place to like be able to live life and take care of your kids and get them to school and do this, that,
and childcare is expensive,
and childcare is insane, and it's ridiculous. It's gotten insane now. So it takes 6 months, and that's aggressive. 6 months is not a very long period of time.
Not to recover from being abused, your kids being abused, right, and then dealing with their PTSD.
So then it's like, oh, shit, I don't have a degree, I don't have skills, I gotta go to school.
Or a resume.
Right, or a resume.
So how do you get even the first job?
So now I gotta go to school. I need to go to a community college. Love community colleges. They are the best. And then, you know, it's like, okay, it's a 2-year program, community college, 2-year program, but you're 6 months, you're a quarter of the way through your welfare benefits at 2 years. And then it's like, wait a minute, I have a year and a half of school. I haven't graduated then, a year and a half. Mm-hmm. What do I do? And so then it's like we condemn single moms, many of them, to just stay in low-paying jobs, and we don't give them a break. I was like, we need to have welfare tied to education. There needs to be an incentive, in my opinion, that puts education at the forefront, so that if a woman has the courage to go to school and is a good student and is a 4.0 student. I paid back every dime that I ever got off welfare in less than 2 years with taxes.
Wow.
Because I got an incredibly great job out of college. And in 2 years, it's like, it was paid back.
So you have to pay back welfare?
No. I mean, you do when you're making more money and you pay more in taxes. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I had to write. I mean,
okay.
I was probably not very
new information.
But through the additional taxes I paid.
Okay, all right. Because now you're a contributing member of society.
I had gotten a good job with a good income, and I was paying more in taxes. And those additional taxes, they repaid everything that I had ever gotten on welfare. Mm-hmm. And I had been on welfare on and off for 8 years.
No, I completely concur with you.
Sorry,
I
it
heard
drives me crazy.
a panel discussion with the chair of IBM, and in that discussion, they stated that there are 7 million open jobs in America for which we do not have a technically trained, skilled workforce.
Right.
So if we were to educate men and women and offer and incentivize people to better themselves, then the American economy would benefit from that, because domestic violence survivors have the same problem. You
Absolutely.
leave, everybody wants to help you leave that situation. Everybody says, yes, leave, right? But you go to a shelter, it's 6 months. You know, if you're in a domestic violence program where you're having counseling and that kind of support, afterwards it's about 6 months. So 6 months after you're out of that situation, your emotional support system is gone. You've got no contact. You're by yourself. You know, now you're out here. The shelter has ended. Now what do you do? And if you have children, where do you go? Well, most domestic violence survivors are financially abused. So they usually have low FICO scores, which means you can't qualify for even an apartment if you could technically even afford it some way, somehow, because you need to earn more money the lower. It's just so conflagrated.
It's a vicious circle all the way around.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very blessed and very fortunate to have been able to create a different life for myself.
It's amazing. It's amazing because most women aren't, you know, you're definitely not the statistic in that situation.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for being on our show and being a good apple.
Thank you. It's been great. I really enjoyed it.
And thank you so much for tuning in. This is a movement for everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.